High five, buddy. Hey, it's me, Cisco Morris, and here's what's coming up on Gardening with Cisco. We've got everything you need to make those hummingbirds happy, including their favorite plants. Visit a Sequim U-Pick blueberry farm that claims the secret to their great tasting organic berries starts with the soil and the fertilizer they use. If you've got tomatoes, we can show you how to make the king of condiments. Plus a plant pick that will add instant color to your garden. All this coming up right now on Gardening with Cisco. I'm Cisco Morris.
And I'm Meeghan Black. Welcome to Gardening with Cisco from the Nursery at Mount Si here in North Bend. 8 acres of wonderful plants, foliage, trees, and a private mountain.
Oh, man, you don't get a view like that at any other nursery I know. Hey, and I just viewed some hummingbirds flying by.
I love them.
They're like flowers with wings, you know. I love them. Hey, but you want to know what kind of feeder to use? There's a number of different kinds, and some are no muss, no fuss.
So I have this cheap old hummingbird feeder, and I gotta tell you, I've got a $75 gorgeous, beautiful glass hummingbird feeder. Which one do you think the hummingbirds go to?
I can already guess.
I put them both out, and they love this cheesy little thing.
That
is
funny?
Like, come on. This is like having pink flamingos in your yard. This is gorgeous and sophisticated. The hummingbirds love this guy. So what's up? People are asking, first of all, I got chastised because I had the red stuff in there.
Yeah.
And Cisco goes, we're not using that. I'm like, why not?
Well, a lot of people think that the food coloring is not good for hummingbirds.
Well, it's not good for us, so I imagine it's not good for them either. So it's 1 part sugar to 3 parts
Four
water.
parts water.
4 parts water.
Yep.
And you just dissolve it and boom. You hang it out there and there you go.
But one other thing, when you wash these out, you want to change them really a lot because you never want fungus or bacteria to get in there. And when you wash them out, you just use boiling water, or you can use bleach or vinegar, but never soap.
Okay.
Yeah, because they hate soap. Hummingbirds hate soap.
So Fancy Pants, what's your idea?
Let's plant some plants and feed those hummingbirds.
Idea.
It's easier. So, Meeghan, these are the only kind of feeders you need right here.
Hummingbird plants.
Yeah,
You bet.
hummingbird plants.
So this is a salvia. This is really the mainstay.
Salvia hot lips.
Hot lips.
They cannot leave this alone. When you try and take a cutting to show at a garden talk or something, they'll just start dive bombing you know.
And then look at those delphinium. They like delphinium?
They love delphinium. The real trick is never let them dry out. So we've got tons of compost in here. You want that? These are really root bound. And then
it's kind of late in the season.
Yeah, it is late in the season, but they'll bounce right out of this. If they ever dry out, you'll lose them. But if you keep the soil moist, then they'll just keep coming back. They'll die back soon now, Meeghan. And after they do, what'll happen is new leaves will come up and they'll just grow back up. You'll get another bloom this year. Some years I get 3 blooms.
Really?
Yeah, but then you got to really keep them well fertilized and well watered to get that. Okay, I'm going to get this hot lips. You know, it's so funny because everywhere I go, I see in nurseries, I see signs saying Cisco's favorite plant.
And it is.
Oh, I love this. All right, so yeah, this guy will, and this is going to double in size at least, Meeghan.
Love it.
So, and get really thick. They're just magnificent.
And then to have
plants.
those blue delphiniums coming behind him.
Oh, yeah. And those delphiniums, as they get older, they'll get way taller. So it'll be really perfect. Plus, you'll be cutting that hot lips down in the spring, and that'll work perfect, you know. Oh, smell that, Meeghan.
Little dianthus. Oh, nice job.
What a nice little dianthus.
So, you know what? One thing I do know about hummingbirds is they will remember year to year exactly which plants have nectar, and not only that, when they will have nectar again after they suck them dry.
Isn't that unbelievable?
Amazing birds, and they're so much fun to watch. So, truly, the plants are the way to go.
Yep. Hummingbirds are a lot like me. They have the biggest brain of any bird.
Yeah, and they're about that hyper too. I don't know. You may be a little more hyper than they are.
Could be true.
really care how you attract the hummingbirds as long as they're in my yard. I love them, and I love them all year round.
And they don't only eat nectar, they eat bugs and pollen too. I love the livid tweedle out of watching them flittering around.
You kind of remind me of Hummingbird. Welcome back to Gardening with Ciscoe from the nursery at Mount Si here in North Bend. Okay, blueberries, fresh, right off the plant. I absolutely love them.
Yeah, but I don't recall that you've got any blueberries in your garden.
I do now. Look at this beauty here.
Oh,
well,
boy.
if you love blueberries and want them, there's a man you need to meet. His name is, appropriately enough, Blueberry Dave. He has a certified organic you-pick blueberry place over in the Dungeness Valley. So you get to take a trip and meet him there too. He's got some great tips on how to make these babies really pop.
Yeah, and it brings back like the underpinnings. That's real food right there. We call them God's candy around here.
Hendrikus has contributed to a growing cottage industry in the Dungeness Valley, the production of these perfect blue orbs. He's visiting to see what his fertilizer can do and, of course, to sample the wares. Dave Howitt, a.k.a. Blueberry Dave, owns a one-of-a-kind organic blueberry farm in Sequim. He's found that healthy plants and tasty berries start with the soil.
Humus.
Yeah, this is nice stuff.
Yeah.
So if you want to keep it alive, you have to add some goodies.
Yes, I will. Some of your goodies, in fact.
Yeah, that would be the best.
When blueberries fill the bushes, people flock to this you-pick farm. But the last 2 seasons saw slow growth and fewer berries. Dave thinks the valley's constant winds were taking a toll on his plants.
It always blows toward the Cascades, and it rips pretty good in the summer.
Yeah.
Then he started using Hendrikus as fertilizer.
So what are you using on it right now?
I'm using your Organobloom.
Yeah.
And I'm using the liquid material.
Liquid U-Magic?
Yep, U-Magic.
The plants have responded. According to this blossom load, a big crop of you-pick berries is on the way.
Okay, let me show you where the blueberries are at. All right.
Sunny Farms is another commercial growing operation that's using Hendrikus's products. This time on the blueberry bushes they sell at their nursery.
So with your Hendrikus fertilizer and Earth CPR's compost tea, we're getting amazing results.
No kidding. Look how loaded these guys are.
Right. The
Look how
bud
loaded.
production is
Yeah,
what we've
it's
noticed
phenomenal,
the
huh?
most. Just
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
This nursery uses Organobloom, a fertilizer designed for acid lovers like blueberries. They grow and sell about 10 varieties, and they have a tough time keeping these plants on the shelf.
They're loaded. I always call them loaded. I only have one problem when I first started doing that with blueberries for my clients. They only had one complaint. They were so heavy the branches broke.
Right.
They said, well, so what do we do now? I said, stake them.
Yeah, there you go.
You know,
According to Hendrikus, this fruit is more than just an ingredient for pies.
and if you make blueberry juice, it's great for headaches. Don't forget that. Just a good glass of blueberry juice is amazing for headaches.
And he's happy to contribute to the upcoming bumper crop of blueberries here in the Dungeness Valley.
This is absolutely awesome.
Sugar.
Look at it. Oh.
God's candy. Have a little.
Yeah.
Want some candy?
Want some candy?
Welcome back to Gardening with Ciscoe from the nursery at Mount Si. Hey, if you've got a bumper crop of tomatoes, Lynne Villa knows what to do with them. Make ketchup.
Again? You guys did that last year.
It's becoming the official condiment of Gardening with Ciscoe, you know.
Obviously.
But she doesn't just make ketchup. She makes all different types like spicy habanero and even Bloody Mary.
Yum.
Oh la la, look at those tomatoes, peppers, onions. We're doing something good.
Yes, we are. It's summertime, and we're going to make some homemade ketchup.
I know, isn't that fun?
Homemade ketchup.
I know.
Yeah.
You know, I have to tell you that our producer, Ann, introduced me to this about like 4 years ago. Changed my life.
Oh, my
Okay, so here's my variation on it.
All right.
So what we did was we roasted a bunch of beautiful heirloom tomatoes. We got sweet onions, some pasilla chiles, some red peppers, all kinds of yummy things. Okay?
Oh, yeah, yummy.
Yeah, and so we're going to put those into a food processor, and we're just going to turn them into a puree. All right?
All right.
So I'm going to do in batches. Okay.
Okay. So how do you know how long to puree that?
You know, we want to get it as smooth as we possibly can.
Cool.
And I'll show you. You know, it's nice and smooth, but that is going to go through one more straining process. So we're not really particularly overly worried about it.
Oh, okay.
All right. So let's do the other batch.
Smells good.
Yeah, it does smell good. So we basically pureed this down to, you know, as smooth as we could get it with the food processor, and then we're going to do another phase of
So
straining it.
is this the ketchup right there?
No, this is not the ketchup. This is the beginning. In fact, the magic happens here.
Oh.
So what you do is you make this really nice spiced syrup. All right. So we've got celery seed, allspice, peppercorns, mustard, and sticks of cinnamon.
Wow.
And all that goes into a vinegar and a sugar bath, and it all melds together, and then we strain it out. Okay. So this is our amazingly scented spice syrup, and that is what makes ketchup so fantastic. I know. Doesn't that smell good?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Man.
So now this is my food mill. All right, you can put this through just a regular strainer if you want. A food mill is your best friend in the kitchen. Yeah, and it's so old-fashioned, so down home. Makes the best mashed potatoes, baby food, whatever.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So in fact, I think maybe I got a job for you.
Oh, all right. Okay. I am ready.
All right, so I'm just going to pour you this. We're just going to put it in batches, and you're just going to crank that handle, and that's going to take all the peel and everything and the seeds out. Yeah. Go for it. You can spin that around.
Okay, yeah, I got it. All right.
Yeah.
No fooling around with this guy. So you call this a food mill?
Yeah, food mill.
First time I've ever used one. Wow.
It's funny how the simplest things are the most effective.
Pretty cool tool, I'll tell you. Oh, jeez. Oh, man, I'm going to need to eat something. I'm exhausted.
Okay, I promise you, I'll feed you.
Oh, good.
Okay, so you got all those beautiful things, and now we're going to season this up with the smokiness. This is what I love. And so what we're going to start with sort of a combination of flavors. We're going to put a little bit of sweet paprika in there, because that's sort of classically what ketchup gets, okay?
Okay.
So we'll sprinkle that over the top. And then we're going to go for the smoky flavor. We're going to put a little smoked paprika. This is sweet paprika again, a little bit of that. And then the chipotle. Now you can control how spicy you want it to be by how much chipotle you add, okay?
Yeah.
And the flavor, the heat kind of builds a little bit.
Oh, it
so
does.
I'd err on the little bit on the, lighter side. So we'll stir that in. And then that, you can see that's still pretty, liquidy,
Yeah.
for lack of
Yeah,
a
it
better
is kinda
culinary term.
liquidy,
So
yeah.
we're going to put that on the stove, and we're going to simmer it, try to evaporate some of the liquid and thicken it up a little bit. Okay.
Wow, can I smell
Isn't
those
that
things
gorgeous?
you put
Yeah.
in?
Okay, so here we go. See how it's
Oh, it
thickened up
smells
nicely?
so good.
Okay, I want you to just try a little taste
Oh,
of that.
la, la, la,
So
la.
fun.
All right.
And we talked about that. This is the chipotle. Isn't that fun? I love feeding
You've
you.
changed my life.
I know.
Oh, la,
and
la.
changed both of our lives.
Oh, man, you're not kidding. She is kind of a whippersnapper.
I know she is. So I wanted to do some varieties on this, or just show you some options, So here's some of my favorite flavor combinations. Celery and Worcestershire, kind of a Bloody Mary sort of ketchup.
yeah.
We got some habaneros, do some seriously nuclear stuff.
Oh,
This is our chipotle variety. Getting a little bit more exotic, we've got a ginger, cinnamon, and agave, which is beautiful. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then, so you have it all. You got your dark ale and mustard ketchup. Yeah.
Oh, these
Not
are
fun?
so fun.
Okay. And then, of course, we got to have something to eat the ketchup on. So
Yeah.
I made you a little snack.
A little
okay?
snack?
Yeah, just a tiny little snack.
Oh,
There you
my gosh.
There
That's
you go.
not a hamburger. That's a man burger. I'm ready. Oh la la! Welcome back to Gardening with Ciscoe from the nursery at Mount Si. Now, this week I let Meeghan pick our plant pick. 2 guesses what she chose.
There are only 2 choices. If it is not a lily, it is going to be a dahlia. Now, here's the good news. If you didn't get your tubers in the ground earlier in the spring, it doesn't matter. You can always have this beauty in your garden this time of the year. So, Ciscoe, I planted a dahlia tuber here. I waited a little long, and he never came up. And I would be darned if I'm going to let this summer go by without a dahlia. So
Good for you.
Look at this that I found.
This is what's so cool. You can get
Love
these
it.
great dahlias in the nurseries now, you know.
Right, and they're already starting to bloom. And this one is called Black Wizard. Love it. Black Wizard.
And Meeghan, you were a little remiss on keeping this well watered here.
No, I did water it. I think maybe he's a little root bound. Let's check it out.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah, all right. That's it. Okay, I take it back.
But I do have to admit, you know me and watering. So it was fair of you to accuse me of that.
All right.
Anyways, that's the problem with planting this time of the year. But you know what? I need my flowers. And since mine didn't work, this will be good enough.
Well, and you know the good news, though, you really can plant this time of year. Now, you're going to have to watch the watering really careful and keep this really moist. And if you keep them moist and well fertilized, this thing could be blooming into November, you know.
Gotta love that.
Man.
Which means I get bouquets in November.
Yeah,
Oops,
which
let me
is
get a little
just
fert.
the best, I'll tell you.
So a good blooming fertilizer, all-purpose soar bloomer.
And put a lot in because, man, these guys like fert, let me tell you.
Hungry little babies.
They're hungry. These are a plant you feed a lot. You don't fool around with these guys, you know. All right. Hey, you dug that hole so fast. You're getting better at this.
Practice makes perfect, my friend. You ought to try it
No, I
sometime.
think you need more practice.
Okay, let me get this guy out.
Okay.
See how that hole looks?
I bet that's about it. Yeah.
Is that
Oh,
good?
it couldn't be better.
Okay.
Okay, might as well take advantage of the pretty flowers right away and have it looking outward. You know, a lot of people ask me, Meeghan, can you leave them out over the winter? And you and I have shown how we put fern fronds on them.
Yes.
It's worth a try, so we'll show that again in the fall.
Mine have come back year after year, though, and ones that don't, c'est la vie.
Yeah.
It's the way it is.
That's the way it is, isn't it?
Okay, so you finish smoothing. I'll be right back. Okay, just because.
Yes, lots and lots of water.
We'll give him a little drink.
Poor guy.
Black Wizard is going to be a part of my
Black
life for a while.
Wizard.
I should not be watering up so high, I know, but.
Well, you know, it doesn't hurt when the plant's wilted a little. Giving the leaves some water actually helps.
Okay.
So.
Little fert, lots of water.
Yeah.
2 times a day, man.
Yeah,
if
at
the sun
least
stays
twice
out.
a day till it really comes out. I love that flower. This is going to look so good here. Oh, man.
Next to the Japanese maple.
Yeah.
Love it. Okay.
Perfect combo.
Get out there and get the color in your garden right now. It's not too late because we really haven't even started summer yet.
That's right.
There's the sun.
So, the nurseries are full of great plants, including our plant picks. So, stock up on plants. You can plant them all summer long. But you know what I like the best here,
What's
Meeghan?
that?
You can go hike Mount Si. Look at this. I got my boots, my pack.
You do.
I've got the map. We won't get lost. You think you can handle this, buddy?
And not only can I handle that, I am going to scale it. You can hike it.
You know what? You're going
I'm
to
gonna
scale it?
scale the face.
Oh, no.
Have a great weekend, everybody. I
See
hope I see you
everybody. You're
soon.
going to really do that.